Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to Java and Joy. We are going to talk about how to boost your metabolism after 40 today. Any of us who are after 40 need this. We feel this on like the deepest level, correct? Excited to go over that topic. So many of at least the women I know, myself, my clients struggle with this every single day. This is a hot topic. And I'm even going to include a 10-step starter plan that you can start doing today that is easy. Anyone can do it. No rigid rules, no harsh punishment feelings, no overhaul of your entire life routine. We're talking very simple things that you can start implementing into your day right now, literally right now, and start seeing major results pretty darn quickly. Okay. So that will definitely be a part of this episode. And as always, though, first of all, housekeeping. If you haven't already gotten my free FREE health kickoff guide, you need to go grab that. It is going to give you that little boost that you need to kind of get started and refreshed and on the right track leading into spring and summer and just feeling your best. It is a short, easy guide. Go grab it. Completely free. I will have it linked in the show notes. It's also on my link in bio on Instagram. It is on my website, karlajoywellness.com. Go grab it. Completely free. And I promise you, you will love it. If you don't learn at least one thing from it, or at least implement one thing from it and not see a difference, I would be absolutely shocked. So go get my freebie. Go check that out. Okay. As always, let's do our warm up before we dive in. Grab your coffee, your Java, get in a comfy seat, relax yourself. If you're driving, obviously, we got some restraint there and that's okay, but you can still unclench your jaw, kind of relax those shoulders a little bit, take a deep breath, and just enjoy this time that is just for you. This is you time, okay? Take advantage of every single moment of you time you can possibly get in your days, okay? Could be in the shower, could be driving, whatever it is, but take advantage of it. And let's take a sip and a little cheers to that. So good. And as always, take a photo of you drinking your coffee and enjoying your joy moments, by the way, at any time. Obviously, don't take the picture if you're driving. And share it. Share it on your Instagram or your Facebook, but tag me. Tag me in it at Karla Joy Wellness. I love spreading those joy moments with my community. I love seeing them, celebrating with you. And I love paying it forward. So keep sharing those with me. And as far as joy moments go, I had so many this week. I want to know what yours are. Leave them in the comments. Everyone had at least one joy moment this week that we can speak to. Me personally, I really prioritized my sleep starting the week prior, and it paid dividends to me this week. I got so much done. My energy, it was like I was a new person. Holy moly. I got my spring cleaning done around the house. I colored my roots. I did my nails. I did everything all at once. It was amazing. It was amazing. Definitely a huge joy moment for sure. So that was really, really exciting. So share yours. Share your joy moments. We always have at least one, and you could brighten someone's day by them just saying, you finding something joyful in a simple way too. Okay. So share. All right. Now let's talk boosting our metabolism. And these are ways, by the way, to boost your metabolism that are actually doable. They're natural. You don't have to take any supplements, no medications, none of that. None of that. We don't, try to go that direction here with Karla Joy Wellness, right? Everything's done by the Joy method, which is usually it's about adding and not subtracting, by the way, and not punishing ourselves. Okay, so let's talk about our metabolism for a second here, because so many women hit their 40s and they start thinking like, why does my body feel different? Why does it look different? Why am I gaining weight so much easier? Why am I feeling puffy? And honestly, sometimes it can make us go like, why am I even trying? And what's frustrating is you're probably doing a lot of the things that you used to do and they just don't seem to work anymore. So we're going to break this down in a real life way. And we're going to talk about why the metabolism is changing to begin with and what actually slows it down. And then the best ways to support that naturally without extreme diets, punishing workouts, obsessions, none of that. We're leaving all of that for somebody else because it ain't for us. Okay. So just remember, your metabolism, it's not broken. It just needs a different kind of support now than it used to. Okay. So let's start with like what your metabolism is for those who don't know. And I'm not going to get super sciencey here because again, that's just not what we do here. So we're going to make this real simple so anybody can just understand it. Obviously you can research if you really want to get like the metabolical changes of metabolism. Okay. But just know that when your metabolism slows, it just means that your body isn't burning energy the way that it used to. So basically the way that your body turns food into energy, it can affect things, right? So it affects how you feel. It affects the way you burn calories. It affects your blood sugar. It affects your weight. It affects your hormones. Your metabolism is literally just how your body turns food into fuel, what it does with it. Okay, so metabolism is not just about weight. It's energy, it's strength, it's balance, it's your hormones. And after 40, you're going to really notice that shift because all of the things are changing hormonally, physically, and even mentally. So we think, oh, metabolism is just about weight. It actually can affect multiple things as far as our health and our wellness goes. And the reason that it changes after 40, it's not just because the magic number 40 came up. It's actually because as we get older, your muscle mass decreases, okay? And that means you're going to burn less fat at rest than you would have before. So we lose muscle over time. And especially if you're not currently strength training, you're not eating enough protein, things like that, okay? It's going to even further affect your muscles. And with the hormone shifting, we're losing estrogen, we're losing progesterone. And everything's changing with that during perimenopause. So those shifts can affect your appetite, your sleep, your cravings, your fat storage, your insulin sensitivity, like your blood sugar spikes, and again, your energy levels. So if you feel like your body is like suddenly different, you're not imagining it. You are not crazy. It is all these little things happening as we age. Okay. And that number is going to be different for everybody. It's not like you just hit a certain number and things change. It's just how we age, but it's also how we take care of ourselves that could change how much these things affect us. We can counteract these things. We can slow them down. We can help to prevent them for longer periods of time by how we manage that. Okay. Another thing that happens when we get older is our stress gets higher. As women specifically, the older we get, it's like we become more and more of the caretakers. So we feel like we're carrying it all: family, work, our aging parents that we're taking care of. We're balancing our marriage, our finances. We have our own health worries, that like what we're talking about right now. And it's a mental overload, and that causes stress. And chronic stress messes with your cortisol levels. And when cortisol is off, you're going to have blood sugar spikes. You're going to have more craving. It can actually like make sleep more difficult. All of which is going to make metabolism feel sluggish. So the fact that we are women and we are carrying the weight of the world literally affects our metabolism. So again, it's not always just the number. It's about the season of life that we're in and the things that we take on during that season. And keep in mind with sleep, especially when it gets worse, you talk about weird cravings, energy levels, that's really going to be affected with sleep. So sleep is like a really, really big one. Another thing with our lifestyles, ladies, that we have got to get our little grips on here is intentionally under eating. Who's guilty? Who's guilty? Who's done it? Who's restricted themselves? And this is a big one. So many of us women think we need to eat less to lose the weight. But under eating tends to backfire. It damages your metabolism, and then you end up either regaining or regaining plus some, like worse off than when you started. So no, intentionally restricting or under eating is not the way to go. Starving yourself is going to make things harder, and we have to change that mentality if we want to actually make a change and have it stick. Okay, so that's just some background on like how metabolism works and why it changes. And there are signs that your metabolism needs some support. Here are those signs for you. Feeling tired all the time, afternoon crashes, increased cravings, especially if you are craving a lot of sugars or carbs, weight gain that feels easier than before, constantly bloated or feeling puffy, if you have trouble building or keeping muscle mass, if you feel cold all the time, if you struggle to lose weight even when you are, quote unquote, being good, or if you just feel like your body's working against you. These are all signs that your metabolism probably needs some extra support. It does not mean that your body is broken. This just means that your body is asking for support, not punishment. Ladies, our bodies are already being punished enough. We get punished enough as women, physically, all the time. We do not need to add to the punishment list. Okay, we don't deserve any additional punishment, first and foremost. And it's not necessary. You need to support your metabolism, not punish yourself. So what actually helps boost metabolism after 40? Now let's talk about what works. I'm not going to talk trendy hacks. We are not going to talk about detox teas and nonsense. We are not cutting out every carb. We are not going to survive on lettuce and protein shakes. Here's what actually helps, proven scientifically, and that doesn't feel like punishment. First and foremost, if I could tell you one thing, your muscles are your best friends, ladies. You got to build and protect your muscles. You have to. So strength training helps that metabolism so much. And strength training isn't just going to help like the muscle mass. It also helps bone health. And as we get older with less estrogen, we have things like osteoporosis to worry about. It helps balance your blood sugar. It will help with your posture. And then as far as like physical, effects, it's going to help shape and tone, which guess what? Helps your confidence, which guess what? Helps you mentally. All that from strength training. And I think that we hear strength training and we hear pain. I know I used to. So what we're not saying, like, let's become a bodybuilder. We're not saying let's go like really hit the weights hard, like lift all this stuff and like take these high intensity classes. And that is not what I mean by strength training. These are things that you can do with like dumbbells at home. If you can't afford dumbbells, you don't have dumbbells, freeze bottled waters and use those as dumbbells. Be creative, use a book in each hand, whatever. But you could even do actually some really good work just with body weight exercises. We are just talking some lunges, some crunches, some, squats. You could use resistance bands if you want to. Things like that, some push-ups, like doing, lifting your arms over the head, holding the water bottles, doing some curls, some little rows, like things that you can literally do in front of your TV while you are binging your favorite Netflix episode, holding 2 frozen water bottles. They don't even have to be frozen. I mean, you can just use water bottles, full water bottles. I say frozen just because they feel like more solid that way, but you get my drift here. Just hold a couple of somewhat weighty things if you don't want to get actual weights. And if you can just do like some, like I would say, like 20 to 30 reps of each one of those little exercises, 5 to 10 exercises, some for your legs, some for the core, some for the arm. 20 to 30 minutes, max, 2 to 3 times a week. While you're watching your shows, by the way. So you don't have to even carve out extra time to do this. So we're not even taking away from your TV time here. All we're doing is adding something. And again, we add and we don't subtract here with the joy method, okay? And what I like to call as joy stacking. And you may have, you're probably going to hear me drop this a lot because it's like my favorite thing in the world. Joy stacking is kind of like habit stacking. So think of it as do something good for yourself while doing something that feels good for yourself. So like what brings you joy? Watching your Netflix show brings you the joy. Doing the weightlifting is something good for yourself. It's the same thing as I say, like turn on your favorite music or podcast while you do the dishes. Doing the dishes gets that off the to-do list. It clears your mind. It makes you feel good. You got to do it anyway, so you might as well make it fun. Add the joy. Add the joy in there. Do joy stacking. This is true with anything you name it, okay? So there's literally no excuse unless you have specific physical limitations. That's a whole other story, right? You need to work with your doctors, your physical therapists, whatever it is you have, doing what you can do when you have physical limitations. But for the average everyday woman, this is something that you can do 15 to 20 minutes. Start there with some strength training. Start with 2 days a week. 15 minutes for 2 days a week. Start there while watching your favorite TV show. Maybe you're not a TV person. Maybe you love music. Maybe there's like a playlist that you could make that you really, really would enjoy, or some podcasts that you really want to listen to. Use those as your reward, your joy moment while you are doing the workout. Joy stack. Joy stack, joy stack, joy stack. The goal is not punishment. The goal is to tell your body, we need this muscle and we're going to keep it. Right? We're not going in to get jacked and get pumped and like, what do they call it? Swole. I hear people say swole a lot in that fitness world. We're just trying to be healthy. We're trying to boost that metabolism. That's our goal here today, is to boost the metabolism. But keep in mind, by doing this, you're also helping offset osteoporosis. And if you really want to think long term, you're preparing for a future where you may not have to be someone who needs that caretaking because you took preventative measures now. Don't you want to be as independent as you can for as long as you can? Strength training is your answer, ladies. Strength training is your answer to so many things. It goes beyond the metabolism, okay? So that's like number one. Number two, eating enough protein. Yeah, you hear it all the time. I know. But protein does matter. It maintains your muscle mass. So you've got to make sure you're getting enough protein. Support the muscle. It's going to help keep you fuller longer, which guess what? It's going to give you less cravings. It's going to stabilize that blood sugar so you're not having those spikes that make you have more cravings. And it's going to help your body recover from all that wonderful strength training that you are doing. Also keeps you from being as sick as often as long when you are stronger, by the way. So more benefits of that protein. And a lot of women are eating too much or not eating enough protein. I am definitely one that has to be very diligent about this because I'm not the biggest on it being like, I eat meat. I have no issues with meat. I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan, but I don't eat a lot of meat. I don't crave a lot of meat. I don't want a lot of meat. Now, dairy, I get down on some dairy. I eat cottage cheese and yogurts and, milk and all these things, no problem. But meat's a harder one. And it's like the best one to get like the biggest bang for your buck, so to speak. But even if you don't eat meat, start adding in more nuts, more of those dairy things, or whatever sources of protein that you can get based on whatever your, lifestyle is. Okay. And a big one is breakfast. Start that day with that big bang of protein. You really should have 30 grams of protein with every single meal. And breakfast is like the number one important one. And it's because it sets you up for like that even blood sugar for the whole day. And when that blood sugar kind of starts good and stays good, you're not going to have those dips, those afternoon slumps, those horrible cravings and all that later on. So it's like, start off the right way. Don't try to like catch up later, right? So another thing is like, don't be skipping lunch. Don't be like, I'll just have a snack. and then go gorge at dinner. That's a big one that a lot of us are super guilty of. That ties into that skipping meals thing. Don't do that. Do not do that. Have your 30 grams at lunch as well, and then have your 30 grams at dinner. And you're very less likely to do a bunch of like binge snacking before bed or watching TV when you've done that pattern through the day. So not only are you boosting your metabolism and maintaining your muscle mass, eating all that protein, but you're also keeping yourself from binge eating and overeating all the things that you want to try to like limit, right? And save for those real treats, and have that real balance. Which guess what? If you were to just do that, you're just going to lose weight because you're no longer night binging or eating a lot of things, too much of those things. There's nothing that's bad or that I think you should eliminate, again, unless you have specific dietary restrictions. But we should limit the things that aren't giving us nutritional value. And we can make better decisions and limit those things a lot easier when we are not hungry, when we don't have low blood sugar, when we are not underfueled. So that's why it's so super important to just start your day the right way and keep it maintained. Eat the 30 grams all 3 meals. And if you have a snack, 30 grams. Get that protein in there is what I'm saying. Do not skip it. So just keep asking yourself, like, how can I make each meal more balanced? And some of these examples, by the way, that maybe you have like eggs with some sourdough or a whole grain toast, Greek yogurt with berries and chia seeds, a chicken salad with veggies and avocado, cottage cheese bowls. I love cottage cheese bowls. My newest thing, by the way, oh my gosh, sweet potatoes that are stuffed. Take a sweet potato, put some cottage cheese on there, and then an egg, like an over medium egg on top of that. A little bit of everything bagel seasoning on there, and then maybe some avocado. If you really want to get fancy, some onion or pickled red onion on that. I'm telling you, it's an interesting combination. I hesitated. Glad I went ahead and tried it. Delicious, delicioso. Just a little fun one. That's a newer one that I've been on a kick with, so thought I'd share that. But you could also do like turkey roll-ups. And again, if you just don't have time to do like food and you're on the go and you have to do a protein shake, fine. Get that protein shake. Make sure it's a clean protein, third-party tested, all the things, and no sugars added in there. If there's sugars added in it, guess what? You're going to spike your blood sugar and it's going to crash later. Save your sugars for your treats. If you want that scoop of ice cream tonight, great. There's your sugar. But not sugar all day and the scoop of that's where that moderation comes in. Don't drink your calories, right? Like, don't drink the sugar. Get a good protein in there, okay? So again, it's not about being perfect. It's just about making that priority of protein. Okay? And that, again, that's skipping meals and under eating, ladies. That's a big one. Your body needs fuel. And this like whole diet culture, it's trained women to believe like eating less is better. No, it's not. It's not better. And now we've all been under fueling for however long. And then we're all like, I don't know why I'm energy crashing and why I have these cravings and why I'm irritable and stressed out. And because when you are under fueled, that's how these things show up. It shows up as fatigue and irritability and cravings and muscle loss and feeling stuck. And your body needs nutrients. It needs nourishment. So that's why I say add the things you need in. Stop worrying so much about taking things away all the time and start adding in the things that you actually need, because it's going to kind of fix itself that way. So do not wait till noon to start eating. Eat your breakfast. Eat a full lunch instead of just snacking. Fuel properly before and after workouts. Like, don't go into a workout hungry. You're probably not going to get as good of a workout because you are tired and low blood sugar. So make sure you have a little bit of something before you work out. When you're done working out, get that protein in. And if you are eating the right way consistently and getting enough protein consistently, you won't have to worry about, oh, I'm being good. Oh, I'm being bad. Oh, this worked for 2 days. Now it's not. Like, consistency is a really big one. Okay. The other thing is walking more. Walking is so underrated. Holy cow. I don't even know how to explain this, but when I was injured and couldn't run, I lost weight walking, which was a shocker for me. I was trying to I was like, I need to walk more because I can't run. And sure enough, that walking has some major benefits, and it is such an underrated metabolism support tool. That's hard to say. And walking's not flashy. It's just something simple that you can do, right? So adding in these extra walks per day, I'm not saying, oh, I got to carve out an extra 10 minutes here and an extra 10 minutes there and an extra, you don't have to do that. Just every time you eat, walk for, a little bit after you eat. Walk in the morning, walk park further away and walk a little further. Take a walk while you listen to a podcast on your lunch break. Get up and walk around the house every hour watching TV. It all really adds up faster than you think. And increasing that daily movement actually supports blood sugar. It helps your metabolism. It reduces stress. It actually helps your digestive system in so many different ways. And it just helps your body use the fuel and energy more efficiently. So you don't have to destroy yourself with these huge workouts every day. You just need to move. Just move. Doesn't have to be hard. Just move. Just walk. So walking needs to be one of your priorities. Walk. Just walk more. I am such an advocate of walking now that I have 2 walking pads. Keep one at my desk so I can stand up, walk periodically, and I have one literally in front of my TV. So I can walk while I watch my shows. I don't walk the whole time. I'll sit for an hour or 2, but then I get up and walk for 15 minutes and I sit back down. Just having those breaks and those movements, it adds up. It so adds up. Okay? So walking. Walk. Again, we're going to talk about it again. Here it goes. Ready? Prioritize sleep. Sleep does not make you lazy. When you sleep better, you can handle your hunger, your cravings, your energy slumps, stress so much better. So much better. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to start off small though. Just go to bed a little bit earlier. A little bit. Start with 5 minutes this week. 5. So maybe you scroll a little less on your phone tonight before you go to bed. Dim the lights a little bit earlier so you can start getting in that shutdown mode. Have your coffee earlier in the afternoon so you're not having it too late. That's affecting you, being able to fall asleep. Maybe you need a calmer routine to get ready for bed. Maybe that looks like, maybe doing some skincare or reading something in bed that's not a screen, like an actual book or magazine. Make sure your room is cool, temperature-wise. Set up the right environment for the right results. Start with going 5 minutes earlier this week. Think about this. 5 minutes earlier. 7 days this week. It's a half hour extra sleep. 5 minutes a day, half hour, more than a half hour of sleep for the week. And then when you add 10 minutes next week, you got an extra hour of sleep for the week, plus some. So add 5 this week, add 5 next week, add 5 the following week. Now we're at 15 minutes. Just 15 minutes. 15 minutes less of scrolling on your phone or watching Netflix. Start small, build from there. It will add up, I promise you. You don't need this huge overhaul of your nightly routine. Small changes. Your body will absolutely benefit from more rest no matter what, okay? Another thing you want to work on is supporting your blood sugar balance. And unstable blood sugar just puts you all over the place. You're shaky, you're nervous, you have anxiety. It leads to overeating at night. You have cravings, energy crashes. That blood sugar needs to be steady. So really think about that. And again, that ties into eating protein no matter what, every single meal and snack, because it balances out those carbs and the sugars and other things, and it keeps that blood sugar from spiking. So that again, that's why I say that protein is so important because it's serving so many purposes other than just maintaining muscle. So many purposes. Okay. So remember to do that. And also remember fiber does not get talked about enough. Add your veggies in. Add those veggies in. That is going to make you feel fuller longer. And in my opinion, better than protein does. As far as that goes, as far as feeling full, I feel fuller from a bowl of vegetables than I do from a chicken breast. That's me personally, and for most women I work with, seems to be a pretty big trend. Everyone's different, but you need the vegetables either way. They're good for you. They're good for digestive system, all that, okay? So do that. Don't skip your meals. Eat whole foods as much as you can. Keep the blood sugars steady. Okay? Let's go into stress here. Stress, we need to stop punishing ourselves for one and taking on too many things. So when your body lives in stress mode, everything feels harder. And when everything feels harder, you wear out faster. And when you're tired, you crave sugar. And stress makes you store fat, especially around the midsection where we do not want it. And again, it affects your sleep, makes you feel tired and weird, and it makes things harder to stay consistent. So you're gonna have to manage that stress, ladies. And number one, to manage your stress, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you to meditate and do these types of things. I'm not gonna say those things don't work. They do work for some. But one of the biggest things that we can do that definitely works is just start saying no more often. You know you can say no, right, ladies? You know that? This is me giving you permission to say no. You don't need my permission. You have the right to say no. You don't have to do everything. Do we have to go to work? Yes. Do we have to listen to our boss? Yes. Do we have to do things for our kids? Yes. But you don't have to be obligated to do every little thing for every single person around you. You don't have to go to every meeting, every PTA this, be involved in every social thing, go to everybody's birthday parties, go to every baby shower, go to every event, be involved in every chip-in, every cookie exchange, every room mom, whatever. I don't even know if they have room moms anymore, but you can say no, is my point. You're going to have to start doing that. That's going to make a huge difference when you take back your control and your time. Your time is valuable and people will respect it. And you can learn to say no and do it not in like a nasty way. You don't have to be like, no, I don't want to do that. You just say, I'm sorry, I can't fit that into my schedule right now. I have a lot going on. If I get some more time that opens up though, I will let you know. It's not aggressive, not confrontational. It's just honest. And it's just you standing up for yourself. It's you. What's the catchphrase right now? It's you protecting your peace. Okay? So say no. That's first and foremost if you want less stress. Stop taking on the world. You'll feel so much better for it. Okay? Also taking breaks. And this is a big one for people who work at a desk job, or that don't have scheduled breaks, or work at home. Ding, 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 ding. That's me. Take your breaks. Do not work through your breaks. Do not sit at your desk and eat your lunch and not get up and go change the environment. Go somewhere else. A break means you have to leave the environment you are in. Even if you're sitting at a desk and you're like, I'm going to sit on my phone on my break for 15 minutes. Nope. Get up, leave the room completely. Not saying you can't go sit on your phone, but I recommend you go walk and be on your phone. But leave the room, whatever room you're in. Get up, go, out. See ya. Lunch break, do not sit at your desk and eat. Go outside as much as you absolutely possibly can, by the way, on breaks and or anytime. Outside is a battery charger for you. Outdoors, fresh air, sunshine, nature, all those things are a natural source of energy. So use that. That's going to help with your stress. Taking those breaks, getting outside. It's like a mental detox. And then something I love for me personally is doing like a gratitude journal. I think that when we start our day with what we're grateful for, which we always have something to be grateful for if we woke up that day, then it kind of sets the tone for your mentality. And that is a stress reliever all in itself. When you already know you've won the battle because you got up today and you get to go to work, or you get to go for that run, or you get to have lunch with that friend, or whatever, you get to make dinner for your family. That gratitude really may not notice like the first 2 times you do it, but after you've been doing it every single day, you'll start to notice how like little things stop mattering as much because that bigger picture just starts to become like ingrained in you. So I'm a big gratitude journal fan. Okay. I recommend that personally. You can get cheap ones on Amazon. And if you don't want to buy anything, you can write down what you're grateful for every day on a piece of paper or a paper towel or a napkin or a Post-it note or whatever. And you don't even have to write it down. You could just say it out loud. Okay? And then I think the other side of it is also like slowing down whenever possible. Be in the moments more. When you're spending time with your husband, your kids, your friends, instead of worrying about what you have to do tomorrow or being on your phone or rushing through the motions, like doing homework with your kids or giving them a bath or making dinner, instead of rushing through those moments, if you could just pause everything else and just be present in those moments, that's going to just calm your entire nervous system down. And it's going to make you a better mom, wife, friend, whatever it may be, because you're actually present. You're actually there. And a lot of these moments are things we take for granted, by the way, like doing the homework with the kids and cooking dinner for the family. They feel like chores. But if those were taken away from you tomorrow, there'd be nothing that you would want more than to have them back. Or when they're one day gone or not around anymore, you'll miss it. You need to remember that. So being present will have so many mental benefits for you. And it'll make you a better version of you for everybody else around you. It's a way to protect your mental energy there too. So I feel like those are ways to reduce stress, not just breathe deep and meditate and all these things. I think these, saying no, being grateful, taking more breaks, and being present. That's how you reduce stress. Okay? The things that don't help help boost your metabolism is things like crash dieting, skipping meals, overdoing cardio, living on tiny salads, cutting out your carbs, obsessing over calories, quick fixes, doing extreme workouts. All of those things are not going to help your metabolism or your entire sanity level, by the way. Just your health in general. And I mean health by physical, mental, spiritual. All those things are just going to suck. Just suck the life right out of you. So don't do any of those things. Do all the other things. The goal is to support our bodies so we feel good and we start responding better. So your simple starter plan, that's what we're going to go over, which is just summarizing everything we kind of went over here. This is going to be, I'm going to give you 10 things here that you can start doing right now. I don't want you to start doing all 10 today. I'm saying let's pick 1 to 3 that you can start doing today. And then maybe, every few days or every week, maybe you add another one of these in. Or you just pick your favorites because some is always better than none. One's better than 0, right? So here's 10 things that I want you to consider adding into your life today. Not all 10 today. Pick 1 to 3, okay? I think 3 is a great number, by the way. Here's your list. Add protein to breakfast, 30 grams. Strength train twice a week, 15 minutes. Walk 10 minutes a day, somewhere in the day. Stop skipping lunch, 30 grams of protein. Go to bed 30 minutes earlier at some point. But for now, start with 5. Drink enough water daily. 64 ounces minimum, more if you're active. Eat more balanced meals, meaning get the protein in, get your veggies in. Fuel your workouts. Eat before you work out. Reduce your all or nothing thinking. And say no more often to other people and start saying yes to you more often. You can pick which ones you want to do. I challenge you to incorporate all of these over the next month, maybe 6 weeks, maybe 8 weeks. However, whatever pace feels good to you, because maybe you're already doing some of these, right? Or maybe you're someone who just wants to do a little more. Everyone's different. But I want you to have at least 3 of them started this week. 1 of them today. That is my challenge to you. 1 today, 3 by the end of this week. All 10 hopefully within 30 days though. And I want you to let me know how it goes. I want your honest, real result feedback, because everyone I've worked with client-wise and with myself has seen differences with these activities. And notice all these things that I've had you do. I took nothing away from you. I took nothing away. Nothing. Doesn't that feel more doable? Doesn't it feel like less punishment? These are things you can start doing now and not have to take away anything. You're not losing any joy. You're not starting any crazy routines, overwhelming things, not trying to figure out how you're going to have time to do these things. You don't have to go buy anything. I mean, you got to eat your protein, but you got to buy food. We got to buy food either way. But doesn't that sound so much more obtainable? Go do it. This is not a life overhaul. It's a few consistent shifts, because the women who feel better are not the ones doing all the extreme things. They're the ones that are doing simple things consistently. That's what we got to remember. So if your body has felt different after 40, your energy's feeling lower, you're dealing with weight issues, cravings, your motivation is harder to manage, please hear me. You did not fail. You're not broken. You're not lazy. Your body's just changing and it needs a different kind of support. It just needs that. It needs more nourishment. It needs more strength. It needs more balance and consistency, and less punishment. Less punishment. You don't need to go back to who you were at 25, ladies. You just need to learn how to support the woman you are now. And that can be a powerful, beautiful, and freeing thing. Stop living in the past. Start serving yourself now. Sound good? Deal? Good. All right, let's take one last sip of Java. Let's shift our mindset, ladies. Ready to take on our days. Thank you as always for joining me for another episode of Java and Joy. I hope today's conversation poured some joy into you. I hope it gave you some hope, some promise, some zhuzh in your day. And if this episode helped you at all, if you learned one thing, please, if you're on YouTube, subscribe to me. It helps me get pushed to other people so I can help them as well. And if you really loved it, share it with a friend and leave me a review. All those things help me reach more women and help them find their joy as well. And I so appreciate it. Helping women find the confidence, the joy, encouragement is wonderful. Pay that joy forward for sure. Okay. So go spread that joy. All of my links are in my show notes. If you're on the podcast or on YouTube, everything is in my bio on Instagram. Come join us in the Joy Circle if you're not there already. That is my private community where we do monthly challenges and workshops, and you get a bonus episode of Java and Joy there every single month. We do Q&As, all those great things. If you are looking for even deeper support in whatever journey you are currently on, you can check out my Joy Method coaching program. That is my signature program. That's on my website, and everything's on my website. All of my freebies, guides, downloads, programs, karlajoywellness.com. And come hang out with me on social media at Karla Joy Wellness. Karla with a K, by the way. So come see me. Come see me there and come hang out. I go live, do coaching. We do fun pamper sessions live, beauty stuff, makeup, skincare, just all kinds of self-care things. We have a blast. So come join us. And until next time, ladies, keep finding your joy one sip at a time. Cheers.